Welcome to the Life Makeovers podcast. My name is Cindy D. Whitmer, and I am the Midlife Makeover Coach, helping you turn your midlife into your best life, one step at a time. Through powerful conversations, my own midlife roller coaster story, and over 3 decades of helping people transform their lives through counseling and coaching, I am on a mission to help you create your own definition of success and happiness. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. For our boost this morning, I want to talk to you about the joy of giving and the importance of giving. Honestly, what I really want to say today is that, as you're starting off your week, think about how you can just give to give because you can. And maybe what you have to give is someone your undivided attention. Maybe what you have to give is an extra $50 to some organization that's having a fundraiser. Or maybe you've got some stuff in your attic or your basement or your closets or your garage that you don't need, but someone else might find great use of. Giving is just, we need each other, and we need to share what we can with others. It's just so important. So I've learned a lot around this, throughout my life, but I'm really diving into this heavily right now in my own personal life because my beloved and I are getting ready to get married, and we have this large storage building on our property that has been holding clutter for many years. There's 3 generations of people's things in there. There's, you know how it goes, right? So his 3 generations of his family have things in there that have been in there for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And then, when he and I moved in together, I moved out here to where he already lived. When we blended our lives, we didn't need all my furniture and all his furniture and all my kitchenware and all his kitchenware and all my, so we had double things. And so a lot of it got stored out there, and it's been sitting there, for the last few years since I moved out here. And so, and several of the kids have things out there. And anyway, so we need to clean out this building, which we've been meaning to do for years anyway, but we need to clean out this building so we can have our party in there, right? And so it's been a great opportunity to get going on that with wild abandon, right? So, but it was interesting, our different visions, because Ed's vision was, let's get a dumpster and throw everything in it that, no one wants anymore or whatever, or needs anymore, or isn't sentimental to someone or whatever. And that vision horrified me. Like, I was like, no, a dumpster. What are you talking about? No, most of these things I will find a new home for. And I don't think he really thought I could, or believed it, or felt really in touch with that idea, honestly. And he's a great guy. So, don't get me wrong, but I think he thought I was being overly optimistic. I think that's probably what it was. But it's all about perspective, right? Because I know that something that I may not want anymore or don't find use for anymore, someone else would be so grateful to have it, and or know how to repurpose it in a way that I can't even imagine in my own mind. But they've got the vision for it, they've got the creativity for it, they've got the talent for it, or whatever. So anyway, I have been for the last as of the time of this recording, I have been at it for about a week and a half or so. And you would not believe how much cardboard I have broken down, because we've gotten, and how much stuff I've given away, carloads and carloads and carloads and carloads and trip after trip after trip after trip to one nonprofit to the other nonprofit to the other non. But every time I pull up to another nonprofit or I call another person at the nonprofit and say, hey, I've got this, can you use it? Or every time someone sees me coming with what I've got coming, you would not, it's so gratifying. I mean, those smiles on their faces, the joy in their hearts, their gratefulness, um, the genuine kindness and relief sometimes that people feel when you have things they can use. Um, it's just wonderful. I mean, it has turned into this gigantic blessing to be cleaning out this building. Now, I've had my times, I've had my days when I've been in there so many hours and it's dusty and I'm sneezing and I feel dirty and filthy. And, I see yet another spider, which I don't like to bump into. There's another one, right? I've had my moments and I've even had my moments where I've been like, gosh darn it, why did he never get rid of these things? Or why did these, why are they still hanging on to this stuff? Or how come they moved that from New Jersey to Kansas? And da, ba, ba, ba. I've had frustrating moments where when I'm tired and I'm sneezing and I'm sick of opening yet another box and finding what appears to be just, unnecessary that it's been hanging around for this long. I've had those moments, but they all go away when I have the moment of, here you go. I'm so happy you can use this. They're so grateful, and I start to visualize how, people will be served, or animals also. Animals are being served, people are being served. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And compared to what could have happened if we would have left this just up to my dear one, the pile of garbage is really small. What's going to get tossed, as trash is really small. And that feels really good too. So just, it's springtime again, and a lot of people do what we consider spring cleaning, where we kind of dig deeper and look a little harder at what we've got going on around us in our physical environments. And so I strongly encourage you to, to have new eyes for some of the things that you have hanging around your house or hanging around your yard or hanging around your, wherever. And think about, gosh, could this possibly be a treasure for somebody else? Because the giving that you'll do, that extra time you take, the extra time you take will turn into a blessing for not just those that you're giving to, but to you. So, oh yeah. So just to go with this a little longer. So I've been doing all this and doing all this and doing all this, and it's taking, an enormous amount of time, honestly. And, at the same time, planning a wedding, running a business, keeping up with our 10 kids, I'm on a board, I'm involved in the church. I have a full life. I love my full life. But it's a lot of extra right now with that project alone. So anyway, but I'm also, I've been shopping for the wedding, and I needed to find some shoes, and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked and just can't quite find, couldn't find the right ones or whatever. And I went to this place the other day, and I found what I thought were the perfect pair, perfect color, perfect style, perfect pair on a clearance rack for $29. And I thought, oh my gosh, $29. I mean, usually things that are are in bridal shops or related to weddings are, higher ticket, right? And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be great if these fit. Well, they were a bit loose on me, quite frankly. They were a size bigger than what I usually tend to buy. but I liked them so much. They were the only kind left, on a clearance rack. I asked them at the store, are there any, is this pair in a one size smaller in any of your other stores around, across America or whatever? Nope, that not one. I'm like, oh, you know, but something told me just take the shoes, Cindy, take the shoes. They're not that loose. Maybe they can be altered somehow, blah, blah, blah. So I've never I've never had a shoe repaired, I don't think, in all my life, and definitely not since I moved here. And so I called up, I went to this local business in Lawrence called BKB Leather, took the shoes right away, and this wonderful gal, Sarah, who works there, greeted me with a smile, and her beautiful dog, Dusty. Hi, Dusty. Hi, Sarah, if you're listening. She said, oh, just try them on. Show me how they fit. Show me what you think, And so we put them on. I walked around in front of her. She looked at them. She looked at how the straps are made. She looked over the shoe, and she's like, yeah, I think, we would take the bottom of the shoe off and then pull the straps tighter under, and then put the bottom of the shoe back on. And then those straps will hug you better. They'll fit better. And I was like, okay, yeah, you can do that. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. And then she's like, hold on, put them back on again. She put them back on again. And then she moved the straps in a different way than how the shoe was made originally, but she just moved them differently, and then put them on me and hooked them up differently. I mean, it was just a very subtle difference, and they fit great. No repair or altering even needed. Okay, why am I telling you this story? Oh, I forgot. Well, there's two parts to it. Okay, so I am buying these shoes in this bridal shop in Kansas City that said they were $29.95 on clearance. I get up to the counter and they're only $13, people. $13. I'm like, what? Then I go see, BKB Leather. I see Sarah there back in Lawrence, to have her take a look. And she said, when she thought she was going to take the shoes apart, she said, yeah, it would cost about $30. And I thought, you're kidding. That's like nothing. That would be so great just to have them fit right. And then when she discovered the little strap trick, she said, okay, yeah, I think you're good. And I'm like, okay, well, what can I pay you for your time? And she said, nothing. And I said, oh, but I'm so thrilled. You solved my problem. Not in the way we thought, but you solved my problem. And she's like, no, nothing. So she just gave to me out of the goodness of her heart. And I found these shoes that, I thought I might spend $100, $150 on shoes for a wedding, honestly, or maybe 75 or 100 easily. And I've tried on shoes at those prices and looking for, and here I found a pair that's going to work just great. They're just lovely. They match my dress perfectly. $13, didn't fit properly. And then Sarah, in her kind heart and her professionalism, found a way for them to work just perfectly, even without being messed with at all. Now, I happen to think that, there's a law of circulation out there in the world. And when we give, we receive. And we not only receive the wonderful feeling of satisfaction from giving, but then the universe kind of goes, hey, well, take note, because now, we're going to make something a little easier for you, or we've got a little surprise for you, or guess what's going to happen, Anyway, I just think, what you give out comes back to you many, many times over, and in interesting and different ways. And when I left Sarah at BKB Leather, I thought, oh, I hope, because she was so kind and generous and helpful to me, just out of the goodness of her heart, I hope that she also encounters a lovely, she receives something in a lovely way too, later in the day or later in the week or whatever, that maybe she wasn't expecting or whatever. So anyway, giving is a win-win all the way around. when you come from a place of genuineness and authenticity. So for your boost this morning, sorry it went a little longer than I thought it would, but for your boost, I say, give from your heart, give from your best self, and just watch how wonderful it feels. All right, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Listening. How would you like to receive my #1 best-selling book, The Midlife Makeover Method? All you have to do is leave a review for this podcast, take a snapshot of it, and send it to cindy@cindydwhitmer.com. We'll drop the email address in the details, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.